If you got the Moderna Covid-19 vaccine, you may be eligible for a booster. So says the FDA Independent Advisory Panel. The group of doctors unanimously voted today, saying, yes, you should get the booster 6 months after your final Moderna vaccine if you are over the age of 65, or you are between the ages of 18 and 64 and you're at high risk of severe COVID, or you're between the ages of 18 and 64 and you work in an industry with high exposure to COVID-19. Now, the booster dose of Moderna is half the dose of the initial 2 shots. These recommendations are really similar to the ones I discussed in this video when the very same FDA advisory panel recommended boosters for the Pfizer vaccine. Now, like always, the committee's recommendation will go to the FDA for either approval or denial, then it'll go to the CDC for either approval or denial. This FDA Independent Advisory Panel will meet again tomorrow to discuss the possibility of booster shots for the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. Should the Supreme Court have more than 9 justices, and should those justices have a term limit? What about that shadow docket? What are we going to do about that? Well, the president's independent commission looking into all of that, they haven't really said. But there is some news I want to tell you about. That commission will talk about this publicly tomorrow. So let me explain what's going on. Back in April, President Biden signed an executive order establishing a commission of Supreme Court experts, scholars, and retired members of the federal judiciary to explore several topics surrounding the Supreme Court. Well, the 36-member commission is holding a public meeting tomorrow, and ahead of that meeting, it released some draft documents of their research and work so far. The draft documents include hundreds of pages on topics like the genesis of the reform debate, basically how we got here, membership and size of the court, term limits, the court's role in the constitutional system, and case selection review, docket, rules, and practices. Now, the goal of the commission is not to actually give the president any specific recommendations about the Supreme Court, but instead give him an evaluation of the merits and legalities surrounding all the reform proposals that have been floating around for the last year. Now, because these documents are only drafts, the commission made it really clear several times that if you read them, don't jump to any conclusions. All these topics still need to be discussed and reviewed by the full panel before final conclusions are made. So tomorrow's public meeting starts at 10 a.m. Eastern and goes till 5 p.m. Eastern, and you can watch it on the White House's YouTube page. The commission will then hold a final meeting on November 10th, and then will issue a final report with its conclusions to the president on November 14th. Now, if you want to read these draft documents, you can find them on whitehouse.gov, and then you search Supreme Court Commission.